Well, what's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 Trader with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Tuesday, May 14, 2024, and this is how we traded SPY on PPI Day, folks. You've heard me talk about CPI Day, PPI Day. I love these days, generally speaking, folks. Now, before we get going, folks, if you like our videos, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you can be notified when we drop new content, which is just about every day. I haven't for the last couple of days. Had a lot of stuff going on. And also, don't forget to leave us a comment. We would greatly appreciate that. And please share. Please share with your friends. We always appreciate that as well. But let's get back to the chart. Actually, before we get to the chart, folks, let's talk about volume. The last, it seems like it's the last week. We have had historically poor volume. I've never seen this type of low volume before. I don't know what's going on, folks. I mean, money's just sitting on the sidelines right now. I mean, sell in May and go away. One of those type things. I have no earthly idea, but we've been historically low from a volume standpoint. I'm thinking, okay, PPI, the news comes out today. We've also got Jerome Powell at 10 o'clock today. He was in Amsterdam, doing some, thing in Amsterdam. I have no earthly idea. Maybe he likes the weed. I don't know. Could be. Who knows? But anyway, he was doing a thing at 10 o'clock. But anyway, PPI came out this morning, and as you can see on this candle right here, this is when PPI came out, folks. It came out hot. It came in much worse than expected. So whenever that happens, the algos kick in. And it just ran down. I mean, it was a really, really nice move. It was actually a gap down in pre-market. And it ran down to this pre-market low 518.18. So we got pre-market low 518.18, pre-market high 521.46. Now, interestingly enough, after we made that run back to the downside, look what it did. It just ran right back up. It said, you know what? We're going to find some pre-market liquidity down here. And from a volume standpoint, there was quite a bit of volume. 216,000 shares were traded in pre-market on that one candle. I mean, that's a lot. And you can see this volume bar down here, and you can see the width of this candle. Again, we use volume candles. The wider the candle, the more volume that has been traded. So this happened, and then it ran back up. It's like, what in the world? Do these reports not mean anything? I don't think they do, folks. I don't think the reports matter. So I think we should just be aware of reports, but at the same time, not try to dissect what is said in the reports and just watch what's doing in the market. I think ultimately that's a much better course of action. That's what I'm telling all my folks to do is like, hey, the report's coming out, we're going to pay attention to the report, and then JPOW. And again, it doesn't matter what he says. He said some crazy stuff at 10 o'clock today, like, the most households are doing very, very well. No, they're not. They're really not. I mean, I don't know what world he's living in other than it's an election year. And yeah, he's supposed to be apolitical, but bottom line is he's a politician, folks. But anyway, let's get back to the chart. So pre-market low down here, 518.18. Pre-market high, 521.46. So we've got over $3 to work with, folks. Whenever we have $3 to work with in pre-market, I'm thinking, you know what, that's good. But, from an effective standpoint, other than that one candle, I mean, we had, I don't know, $1.50, somewhere right around there, less than $2 other than that candle. But it still means something, folks. So let's get right into the day. Let's get into there. Right out of the gate this morning, I'm thinking, you know what, we need to breach some levels up here in order to take it back to the upside. I was thinking if we could, make a move back to the downside, then yes, something will play out down here. It didn't. I took it. We got to close above this level. Yes, I know we had a selling wick on top of this particular 1 minute candle, but at any rate, we were making a higher high, and we were above that pre-market high. So at that point, I thought, you know what? It's possible. Maybe we can push up to that 522.24 up there. It didn't happen. I gave it time. So we had 41 through 57. I gave it 16 minutes to do its little engine that could. And then on that next push up, I said, no, I'm going to wait. And I waited and waited. And by this time, folks, this is when JPOW was coming on, right about 10 o'clock. And I said, hands off. I'm not going to touch anything while he is doing his thing, because he can say one thing and the market just goes absolutely bananas. I mean, we can watch this price action in here on the 1 minute and say, okay, this is where he's saying, hey, everything's looking good. We're controlling inflation. We're doing this, that. I not that he cares about my respect at all, because he doesn't. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know I exist. But yeah, he's full of crap. The bottom line is he is absolutely as full of crap as a Christmas goose. There, I said it. There it is. But anyway, JPOW is still on the mic, and let me see. He was on there for 45 minutes or an hour, and at that point, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to make a move. And JPOW is off the mic. So what did we do here? Well, we got this cross to the downside. Actually, I went to lunch right in here. I took about a 15-minute lunch, and I came back and I said, you know what? This could make some move to the downside. So I took this play right in here at 11:31, and I remember that time because I was talking to the group in here at 11:31, and it just kept on going, and it kept on going. For 2 hours, I was in this trade, folks, and you can see I had a level down here, 2 levels that I was looking at, and again, I was in this trade for 2 hours, folks. Looking at this level down here, it's like, okay, we got a cross to the upside, cross to the upside. Again, these are 1 minute candles. Yeah, big deal. I had my stop in place. I was looking at this level right down here. So this 520.62. I was looking at volume profile, and on volume profile, it showed an area of extremely thin volume that if we could get a strong enough close down here, we could start taking out some levels. So yeah, it was a long hold in here, folks. And again, losing trade right in here. And when you're in a trade for 2 hours, particularly if it isn't doing a whole bunch, you're losing to theta. And, I had a good entry on it, but nevertheless, in a trade for 2 hours and it's not doing a whole lot, and particularly, the little pullbacks, when you get pullbacks, people, that hurts your position when you're trading options. You've got the Greeks that you're worried about. The pullbacks hurt. But I wasn't necessarily worried about those pullbacks because, again, I was looking at this 520.62 back to the downside. And again, if we could get there, then at that point, it's a matter of, okay, how much juice do we have to have? And again, PPI came in hot today. So I'm thinking maybe we can run down to that pre-market low and have a really, really nice trade. But it became obvious at some point, we got this cross to the upside, and I had this, I think it was 11 I think it was 11 right up in here. Right here. So 521.12. I said, okay, if we breach 521.12 back to the upside, I will take myself out of this position because at that point, I'm breaching too many levels. In here it was okay, everything's fine. But once we started breaching this level over here, this is kind of the candle that kept me in. Once we breached that back to the upside, I said, you know what, I got to take myself out of this position. So it was, I think that was the longest hold that I've ever had on purpose in a day trade that did not yield really, really good results. Now, I can say that most people are really, really good at holding their losing trades. They can hold on to a losing trade for hours and hours and hours, and then it finally comes and picks them back up. And then they close it out for a little bit of profit, and then it runs without them. And they go, why did I close out the trade? Well, why did you stay in the trade? That is the question, folks. But again, 2 hours. And again, I was looking to punch this area down here to start taking out levels. And, I said this before, folks, and I'm going to say it again right now because this is the absolute truth. I would rather lose money on a trade than miss a potentially big move. And I know I'm not going for home runs on every play, folks. I'm not. I'm trying to take what the market is willing to give me. And you're looking at these candles, looking at these wicks over here. And I'm thinking on these candles right here, okay, we're pushing down past these wicks. And again, take out that level, that 520.62. I really thought that if we could get a push through that. Now we're looking at at everything after it's printed, and you could say, well, you should have taken it off the table here. Why? And miss out on this play? And again, I'm just trying to take what the market is willing to give me, folks. I'm not going for home runs. I'll take a single, I'll take a double, I'll take a triple, I'll take a home run, I'll take a grand slam, a pop out, a fly out, a strikeout. I don't care what it is, folks. Whatever the market is willing to give me or not give me, That's how I'm going to play it. If that means that I'm in a trade for 2 hours or 3 hours or however long I'm in a trade, I'm going to stay in that trade as long as things are looking good. Now, predefining my risk before I ever before I ever put on a trade, you have to do that. So if you don't say, if this trade goes against me immediately or at a specific level, I'm taking the trade off the table. You have to do that, folks. You have to predefine that risk. But yeah, for me, it was up here, and we never even got close to that. But again, and I didn't watch my P&L during this trade. Had I watched my P&L during this trade, I probably would have punched out in here in decent profit. But again, I wasn't. I was letting the chart tell me when to get out of the trade. And you can make the argument again that, well, that was right down here. Yeah, you can make that argument, but again, I'm looking for the bounce back to the downside. That didn't happen. So consequently, I missed this little move right here. Again, big deal. Now, at that point, I thought, you know what? I don't care if I'm negative on the day, folks. It doesn't matter. I'm not worried about a single trade or 2 trades or 3 trades or 4 or whatever it is. I don't care about that at all, folks. It doesn't matter to me. What I care about is the series of trades over time. You're not reliant on a single trade to make it as a trader. So one good trade or one bad trade should not define you as a trader. It just shouldn't. There's no way it should. And if you're sitting on that trade from 6 months ago where you made 500% or 6 or 7 or 800%, folks, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. It's a series of trades over time. So it's not the ones and twos. The nice big wins are really, really amazing. They are, no question about that. But again, it's over time. So, at this point, I'm looking at this thing, I'm thinking, okay, we're getting a fresh cross to the upside. Let's jump this thing by just a little bit. And I have this 521.46 as pre-market high. We didn't really have any trouble with it. We had trouble with it earlier. But I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to jump in this thing as soon as we breach VWAP back to the upside. And, if I reject and bring it back down, okay, it's a small loss. I don't care. But I'd rather catch it a little bit early in the trade and then potentially run it up than wait until I breach to the upside, 2 or 3 or 4 minutes later. So I took this trade right in here, and I had this level that I was looking for, 522.42. Hit the level, bounced out of the trade, and at that point I said, you know what? I had this 2-hour trade where, and I look back at my heart rate. My heart rate never got over 75 beats per minute, folks, which is, I'd say that's pretty good. My normal resting heart rate is about 58 beats per minute, and then it just varies throughout the day. But anyway, really, really nice trade back to the upside on this. Now at this point, folks, we got about 2 hours left in the trading day. So I took this up, and we're in that trade for about 20 minutes or so. Missed this next leg back to the upside. I said to myself, what are you looking for? You're looking for more out of the trade? Yeah, there was actually a lot more out of this trade, folks. We had this level up here that we've been looking for weeks, 523.52, right up here at this level. It's a 30-minute supply zone that we had since February, early February, and I've been looking to reject off that level multiple times. I probably should have taken, gotten back in the trade when we breached this level. It would have been a really, really nice play back to the upside. Again, breaching a couple of these levels. But, at that point I said, I'm not really interested in a big candle, only to get, pulled back on a big candle like this. At this point, I didn't really see a reasonable place to jump back into this trade. So I didn't take any other trades. This trade turned out, is a really, really nice trade. Turned me back on the good side for the day. You get those late day trades so you can really load up on your contracts and, take it up. And I think I caught a little over $1 move on this. It was a clean move. It was super, super clean move. The other moves, with the exception of this one right here, were relatively dirty. This is clean. This is just a grossly dirty move that took 2 hours and yielded poor results. But again, it's not the results, it's the execution that we need to be worried about. Irrespective of what you're trading, folks, trade your plan. Okay, trade your plan and don't worry about the results. Don't watch your P&L while you're in the middle of a trade, folks. That will destroy you as a trader. Number one, what it'll do is you're watching your P&L. Well, you got to go back to the losing trades, folks. So you hold on to those losing trades longer than you should because you didn't predefine your risk. So you hold that losing trade, you take these big losses. Then you get into a trade and you're watching your P&L because you just have to get that bag. You don't have to, folks, unless the market gives you a specific reason for getting out of the trade. You don't get out of the trade. Now, if you're a scalper, it's a totally different thing. Watch the P&L, get in, get out, whatever. But if you're saying, I'm a 920 trader, or I want to trade from support to resistance, resistance to support, then trade like that. Trade like that, folks. Don't do anything arbitrarily. But don't watch your P&L. You get in that trade, sit back, watch price action. Switch to a higher time frame. Look at a 2-minute. Okay, look at a 2-minute. Look at a 3-minute. Okay, it smooths everything out, folks. There's your 3-minute. Look at a 5-minute. That's what your 5-minute looks like, folks. There's much less anxiety on a 5-minute chart than there is on a 2-minute or a 3-minute, or specifically a 1-minute chart, folks. So anyway, you get in the trade, sit back. Talk yourself through the trade like you're talking everybody else in the world through the trade. I do it every day, folks. I'm talking to hundreds of people in our Discord community. I'm talking them through the trade, but at the same time, I'm talking myself through the trade. Hey, folks, if it does this, this is what we expect to happen. Now just breathe, relax. We're just watching lines on a screen. Your P&L doesn't matter. It's the least important thing. If you follow your plan over time, you're going to come out, you're going to be in really, really good shape. But that's how she played out today. That's how she did it, folks. Now, tomorrow we have CPI day. Report comes out in pre-market again, so we might have some good fireworks in pre-market again. We have 5 red folder events that come out before market opens tomorrow, folks. And we don't know what's going to happen. It may come in hot, and if it comes in hot, it's going to go wherever it goes. It may take all the fun out of it, so we don't have anything to trade during regular trading hours. I have no earthly idea. But anyway, that's how we did today. That's how we traded SPY relative to the 920 crossover strategy, folks. Now, if you like our videos, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you can be notified when we drop new content, which is just about every day and sometimes on the weekends. Not every day, but just about every day. And don't forget to leave us a comment. We always appreciate that. And let's see, what else? Please share with your trading community. If you're a part of an overall a big trading community, small trading community, share, folks, share. If there's information that's useful, please share. Please share. We would greatly appreciate that. Now, if you are interested in live daily trading, where we talk about these moves every single day, folks, we talk about these moves every single day. If you are interested in that, guess what? You can become part of our community. You just head over to Trading Decoded. It's our trading Discord. We're going to give you that first week for free. If it works for you, we'd like to have you as a member. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine. It's just a little bit of your time to see if it's going to work for you. We talk about every single one of these trades. And guess what, folks? We have losing trades. I hope you have losing trades too. You can't just have winning trades. So I hope you have losing trades, because you know what? That means you are executing according to your trading plan. That's all it means, folks. Every trade's not going to be a winner. We have plenty of losers all the time. And again, it doesn't matter. So head on over there, folks. Love to just come check it out. Check it out. Now, if you're interested in the 920 strategy, head on over to 920trading.com. All of the information is there for the world to see, folks. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on some super secret strategy that you don't even know is going to work for you or not. There's nothing new, folks. There's nothing new out there. Everything with the 920 strategy, it's laid out. It's linear, folks. And if you have, hey, I'll tell you what, make a deal. Head over there. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can send me an email. Send me an email, and you know what? I promise you, I will personally respond to every single email that I receive. Fair enough? Or a comment. I'll respond to every single comment that I see. So that's how we did today, folks. I hope everybody had a great day. And again, tomorrow's CPI day. I like CPI day. But anyway, that's how we did it today, folks. I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and we will see you in the markets.